Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky, and let's talk about today's CPI data report. This is everything that you need to know, just like I talked about it in yesterday's video. No one knows exactly what was going to happen, right? I made that very clear yesterday, and I'm making that very clear today. All I said yesterday was that, hey, the last time that there was a CPI data report, we had a very similar setup. It was on July 11th, I think. Markets were going up. CPI report came out better than what was expected, and then markets sold off. It's a traditional buy the rumors, sell the news. What happened today? CPI report came out better than what was expected. Expectation was 3.1%. We were at 3%. We actually came in at 2.9%. So we came in lower than what was expected. 3.1% was the expectation. We came in at 2.9. And overall core CPI also dropped as well and is now at 3.2%. If you guys look at the overall line items, let me go ahead and zoom on in. You guys can have access to this on bls.gov/CPI. This is all available to the public. You guys can see that in July, one of the biggest increases that we saw, let me check this real quick. So one of the biggest increases that we saw was a 0.9% increase, like really not much. One of the biggest drops that we saw was a negative 2.3% decrease, and that was in used cars and trucks. So it looks like, again, inflation is going down quicker than what was expected. The Federal Reserve and their goal was 2%. We're now at 2.9%. So this supports the case that, yeah, the Federal Reserve could start cutting interest rates as soon as September. This does support that case. Other than that, well, Ricky, then why are the markets dropping? I just don't get it. They factor things in advance. Why were the markets going up yesterday for no reason? Why were they going up the day before? It was an expectation that the CPI report was going to come out better than what is expected. So now when the report actually does come out, markets drop because they've already factored this in advance. This was a very similar setup to what we saw last time. If you look at the 1 hour time frame and you go back to July, you can see leading up to the July 11th CPI data report, we were bullish, showing signs of higher highs and higher lows. We got rejected and then sold off. This was the day of the CPI report. Right at market open, we went up with a fake out and we sold off. We flushed the market. Surprise, surprise. We go up for a few days. Report comes out. We flush the market. Very similar setup. I'm not saying here that, oh, look, I predicted the future. I can't predict the future. Just like I told you guys yesterday, it's not about predicting the future. It's just about being aware about previous patterns. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. As of right now, markets have pulled on back on the day. Yes, they look cheap. I encourage you to look at the 30-minute time frame. Do they still look cheap, or do they look overbought? Right? If you look at the 1 hour, you look at the 30-minute, you can see that we've had this descending pattern. You cannot be surprised if markets begin to downturn. If you look at QQQ, if you look at NVIDIA, whatever it is that you are looking at, it probably looks overbought on the 30-minute or on the 1 hour. Do not be surprised if markets begin to pull on back. You might be like, well, Ricky, markets above EMA. Markets were above EMA when we were previously trading. When was this? This was August 1st, when we were indicating signs of an uptrend. We peaked and then we downturned and we sold off hard. We cannot be surprised about a downturn. If there is no progress being made on the upside and we begin to test support, there's a lot of selling pressure based off of recent sentiment. So again, just making you aware of overbought and oversold levels based off of recent patterns. The market looks to be a little bit more on the overbought side when you look at the 30-minute or on the 1 hour. If you look at the 5-minute or on the day chart, you're right. They look a little bit more on the cheaper side. I'm just making you aware of the larger picture. You cannot be surprised if more selling pressure begins to follow. Only time will tell. If we do get confirmation of the market breaking below the EMA, and we can pull it up right here. If we get confirmation of this sell-off, I'm going to get ready to short the market with my LPP team. We just wrapped up our live trading session. They get to watch me trade live every day. They get access to all of my updates. So if we do get confirmation of this sell-off and we begin to downturn, remember, there's always money to be made. You don't need to freak out as long as you focus on one thing, and that is direction. Direction is the most important thing. If we begin to see that direction and progress is being made on the downside, then I will short the market. If direction and progress is being made on the upside, then I will go long with the market. Do not overcomplicate your trading. Keep it simple, especially when it's literally, I mean, as clear as day, right? Based off of what we see right now. If you have any questions based off of today's CPI data report, feel free to let me know down in the comment section and we'd love to answer it for you. Also, do not forget, we have a bunch of new designs available at shoptechbuds.com for all of our aluminum art. So if you guys like our aluminum art, it's not canvas, it's brushed aluminum. And yes, it starts at just 95 bucks and you get your first one for 20% off. Just use promo code NEW20. And that is at shoptechbuds.com or the fourth link in the description down below. There's a bunch of different motivational wall art available. We have over 100 designs, and again, one to fit your need. I appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. And if you want to tune on in, that's that second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.